My landlord is stalking me. It started on April 15th. I was running late for work, rushing through my morning routine, when I noticed it. A yellow post-it note stuck neatly to the edge of my desk. In handwriting that wasn't mine, it listed errands I had planned to do later that week. Things I hadn't told anyone about. I stared at it for a moment, confusion prickling the back of my neck. Maybe I wrote it in my sleep. The explanation felt flimsy, but I convinced myself it had to be true. I threw the note away and told myself to forget about it. 4 days later, I found another one. This time it was stuck to the back of my desk chair. The handwriting was the same, neat but unfamiliar. The message was chillingly specific. Don't forget to save your documents. I froze. Nobody knew about the project I'd been working on late into the night, the one I hadn't even mentioned to my closest friends. Panic bubbled up inside me, but I forced myself to stay calm. There was no sign of a break-in, no broken locks, no disturbed windows. Maybe this was some elaborate prank. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was very, very wrong. That night, I dug out an old webcam and aimed it at my desk. Using a free security app, I set it to record whenever it detected movement. If someone was in my apartment, I'd catch them. Days passed and nothing happened. No new notes, no unusual activity. I started to wonder if I'd imagined the whole thing. Then on April 28th, I woke up to find another post-it. It was sitting on my desk, and the message made my blood run cold. Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do. I felt a chill creep down my spine. The landlord? What did that mean? I rushed to my computer and opened the webcam folder, expecting to find my answer. But the folder was empty. Not a single video file remained. Even my recycling bin had been emptied. Whoever had left that note had not only been in my apartment, they knew about the camera. I barely slept that night. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind outside made me jump. I started locking and relocking my doors, checking the windows twice before bed. Then came May 1st. When I opened my door that morning, I saw it. A blank post-it note stuck to the outside of my door. But it wasn't just my door. As I stepped into the hallway, I saw post-it notes on nearly every door in the complex. Blank, colourful squares in yellow, pink, green and blue, scattered like confetti across the building. My stomach churned. This wasn't random. Someone was sending a message, but I didn't know what it meant or why they'd targeted me. I marched straight to the landlord's office that morning, clutching the post-its in my hand. "What is this?" I demanded, slamming the notes onto the counter. My landlord, a wiry man in his 50s with a perpetually annoyed expression, barely glanced at them. "No idea what you're talking about," he muttered. "Probably some kids messing around." "That's not good enough," I snapped. "Someone has been in my apartment. They left notes. They emptied my computer files. You have keys. Do you know anything about this?" His eyes narrowed. "Are you accusing me?" His reaction made my skin crawl. He wasn't angry, he was smug. I left the office feeling worse than before. If he was involved, confronting him had only made things worse. And if he wasn't, then whoever was doing this had access to my apartment without his knowledge. I decided to talk to my neighbours. Most shrugged it off, dismissing the post-its as a prank. But one neighbour, Mrs. Turner, gave me a strange look when I showed her my notes. "I remember something like this," she said softly, glancing over her shoulder. "Years ago, back when the old landlord was here, people used to say he left notes on their doors, sometimes inside their apartments, always harmless at first, until someone reported him." "Reported him for what?" I asked, my heart pounding. Her face darkened. "He was watching people. Cameras, hidden in smoke detectors, vents. They never found all of them." That night, I sat alone in my apartment, clutching my phone and debating whether to call the police. Was it my landlord? A prank? Someone else entirely? The next morning, I woke up to find another note. This time it wasn't blank. "Stop talking to the neighbours. I'm calling the police tomorrow. I don't know if it's my landlord or someone else, but I can't live like this. Whoever it is, they know too much about me, what I'm doing, where I'm going, and who I'm talking to. My once safe home now feels like a prison, and the worst part, I don't know who's holding the keys."